Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Alzheimer's Association and the Oaks at Lebanon. For more information on the Oaks at Lebanon Retirement and Assisted Living, call 541-258-7777. And for more information on the Alzheimer's Association and how to give to this organization, go to alz.org. And a special thank you to Jim Coleman for underwriting this sponsorship. Woohoo! Hey everybody, Russ here on Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. I'm really excited this morning. I am not in my normal locale, as you can tell. I think there's a little bit of echo in this room, but it's all good. I am out and about, and that is an amazing thing in life. I'm so blessed and so thankful. Feeling really kind of laid back this morning. I got my friend Bob coming on and, feeling like it's going to be a really good day today. So yeah, I just want to thank you all for being here. Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie, is here every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Did I say that? Every Monday and Thursday. By the way, don't forget, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Marketing with Russ every week. Yes. And I have amazing guests like Bob this morning. Bob Feathers has become such a good friend, such an amazing guy. And, this show is all about how amazing people connect. And I have people ask me, what does connection have to do with marketing? Well, everything, because, connection and community building is the foundation of any good marketing plan and any good business out there. Zig Ziglar says you build the people and then the people build your business. And so that's what I'm all about. I'm all about building people, giving and loving and blessing other people. And that is how you build a strong community, by working together, helping each other. This whole collaboration over competition thing, it really works. When you collaborate and work together, you get so much more done. We are better together. I say that all the time too. We are better together when we work together, love and bless each other. It's just such a great thing. So I love to connect. There you go. Woohoo. There it is. RussHedge.com. That is how you connect with me. RussHedge.com. And I would love, if we're not already connected, I would love for you to go to RussHedge.com, schedule time on my calendar. Let's get together and connect, because this year again, as last year, I'm going to connect with at least 1,000 new people. Last year, knocked that out of the park, and it was an amazing year. Expecting another amazing year this year with great people, and so appreciate that. Also want to encourage you right now to subscribe on YouTube. Why do you do that? Because you know what? It gives you all the past content of the amazing guests I've had, and you can also get notices about upcoming content. The easiest way to do that is to go to marketingwithruss.live, marketingwithruss.live, and you can go, that takes you right to my YouTube. So I make it easy. Also, right now, the show started, and whether you're watching it live or on replay, doesn't matter. You can still share it, share the wealth, share the love, let everybody know Bob's coming on. Everybody wants to see Bob. So, there you go. I don't know if you watched the movie years ago. What about Bob? I'm sure Bob did. But anyway, you definitely need to connect with him. And so right now, share this out so other people know what's going on. There you go. All right. I think, let's see. Don't forget, if you haven't got my copy of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, make sure to get your copy on Amazon or just go to my website and get a copy. Getting ready to release the children's version this year, which is going to be great. Super excited about that. And so that more information will be coming on that soon. I'm working with Devin Jane Stinson on putting that together. So that's going to be really exciting. So, okay, I think we are done. I'm looking at the comments are blowing up. We're going to get Bob in the room. Let's do it. Ta-da!
I'm here.
How's it going, Bob?
Good. And I have to mention, because I think it's funny, I mentioned to you when we were chatting, I'm wearing the same sweater as my new profile picture. So I guess that's becoming my brand now. I just think it's, I thought I was amusing. When we logged on, I was like, oh gosh, I'm wearing the same sweater as my new picture. But that's okay.
You know, I think whatever you're comfortable in and, you know, whatever you feel good in, it makes you look better because you feel better. You know, when I started my business, I was, you know, we were all cooped up because I started at the beginning of COVID. And at first I got fancy, put on a nice shirt, looked really, you know, trying to look nice on my live streams. And then I thought, you know what? That's really not me. I'm a hoodie guy. And you know what? Nobody says to me, oh my goodness, you wear hoodies and you don't wear collared shirts. I am not watching your show. That doesn't happen. So I think that's you. That's your brand. Well, love it, wear it, make it go.
So it's funny, right? So back in the day when I was leaving high school before college, my first kind of like that first job was I worked for a small, fine men's clothing store in retail. You know, suits, tie, you know, bespoke wear, right? You know, suits and ties and nice shoes. And I always kind of, you know, liked nice clothes. And there's a point in my manufacturing career where I just kind of got, you know, you go into this office and the business casual thing came up, right? It used to be you had to wear a shirt and tie. And I went to business casual, and then all of a sudden that kind of dropped off. But I found in COVID, strangely enough, that one of the ways I helped me to transition to the being at home all the time was doing the same routine I would when I'd leave for the office, which was, you know, getting up, having the breakfast, doing the workout, just doing the things you do, taking a shower and getting dressed every day. Just like, you know, I would get dressed. That was the way I kind of felt. It was like, because I wanted to be, wouldn't wear, you know, I'd wear this every day. Even so, again, the days you see me on a Friday or Monday, I'm home, still wearing a shirt. That's my brand, right? Is wearing the shirt. But it helped me mentally, right? It was kind of that preparation to like prepare myself for that kind of work mind of like, yep, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm not in that kind of, you know, still in my slippers working from home thing, which is nothing wrong with that. But just for me, that was my own way of transitioning.
Well, I did wear my slippers and I did wear my PJ bottoms, but you know what? I want to comment what you just said. That is what saved me in COVID. I kept my morning routine exactly the same. The only thing I didn't do was put on pants. I left my PJs on and my slippers. But other than that, because what I loved is when I would get up every morning, I have a certain routine with devotions, journaling, all that stuff. And then I exercise and all that. And I walk my dog. I just kept everything going because I could, because they were all things I did from home. I didn't have to go anywhere else to do it. And so what it really did was it helped me, like you said, help my mental process and help really keep me going. And then what I also did, so right now I'm broadcasting from a Chamber of Commerce building in Corvallis, Oregon, which I am a board member, an ambassador and all that, very active down here. And what I did is I started reaching out to the CEOs of the chambers and saying, let me help you. You got to use this Zoom thing and I'll show you how to do it. And we can do our chamber meetings on live. And so I know this is nothing new to people today, but what that did also is suddenly those meetings that I had at certain days of the week and certain times were back on. They were back on and everybody was meeting virtually. So I was getting up doing my same thing every morning like you, and I was going to some of the same meetings. And so it was that really helped me because I am just like I am a blow up people person, right? I mean, I'm just like, I need people. And yeah. I could not have been cooped up. I had my beautiful wife and my daughter that I could see, but outside of that, I had nobody else at that time. So,
Yeah, I was fortunate. I was blessed. That was my wife and my son. That we had three of us. We had our we were home, so I wasn't alone. But certainly, as a people person too, used to having a very rich and blessed with a great social life. There was times where I was like, I don't know, man. I need some people. So and that's really where the whole networking thing came in, right? That's one of the things that
so
helped
before we
save me.
jump,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got to bring you back. I got to rein you back because
Okay.
I'm letting the show get away from me. Okay, so let's start over. Bob,
Yes.
who are you? What are you all about? I know that you're amazing, really. I mean, you've become an amazing friend, but tell everybody, who are you and what are you all about?
So I'll start a little bit at the beginning, then I'll kind of jump into kind of more of the work career to kind of give you a sense of where I've been and what I've been doing. Um, I'm born and raised in New Jersey and upstate New York, but I've been in Boston now since 1989. So I'm not from here, but it's home because I've been here for my whole adult life. I'm married. I've been married for be 24 years this coming year, and we have blessed with a 16-year-old son. But going back to my career, again, I started in retail, right? So fine men's clothing store. But across my career, I spent my first 30 years in the manufacturing space. So really, and worked for 3 different companies and in a lot of various roles. And it was very interesting to me because you can look back on it and it makes sense. But during the time, you weren't really sure it was, just different stages of it where it didn't make sense. But I was afforded a lot of be able to work in different roles. So I, worked in customer service, client services for a while. I got into supervision. I was, got into management training. They made me a supervisor and a shift supervisor on the floor. So I was out on the floor, really, in that manufacturing space and running a shift and, all the things that go along with that. And that's where I kind of figured out I was really good at that whole idea of seeing the big picture and then all the pieces that made that big picture fit. And I was really adept at putting all those pieces together. And that I kind of found that as being one of my skill sets. And that so I started to kind of develop like, what am I good at? Right. And so that production control piece became a theme for me that sat over here, left, went to a new job, moved to Boston, got a new job in manufacturing, customer service again, inside sales, and then quickly adjusted. And they found out my value because I was so into the floor. I knew everything. I knew more that was going on in the floor than the supervisors did. Because I just walked the floor every morning. That's how my mind worked. But I also work with the clients. So I kind of knew the clients, I knew the business side, and I knew the operations side, and I work with the engineers a lot. So I got into production control, and I spent a lot of my time there and again, supervision, production control. And that's really where, again, it started to come together. But I thought that was my path to be like a COO, right? Maybe I'll be the chief operating officer. I'll really kind of run a plant eventually. Then I got another job. So I started doing implementation, my first implementation of ERP. And through my connection, they reached out to me and said, hey, I know this other company that's looking for somebody that I haven't even advertised yet. Can't even tell you who the company is, but I think you'd be a perfect fit for what they're looking for. And so I interviewed with the company and got the job and was doing now head of client services. So I had all the relationship managers working for me along with the production control piece. And so that was kind of like that job, right? That was that real game changer for me. So I did that for a long time, but the one piece that was missing to be a COO was finance. I really wanted to get finance background, and they gave it to me. They allowed me to change positions. They created a position just for me, sent me back to school so I could, not get a degree, but just to learn finance, do accounting classes, and just so I could get basic knowledge set. So I worked in finance then for a good chunk of time, all the way up to becoming essentially controlling the inventory and being a cost accountant, where I was, doing all the cost accounting for the business. And through that, the finance piece was where it all started to come together, because now I had all the pieces of the business, right? I had the sales side and this, kind of customer relationship side. I had the whole production control and the whole operational side all the way to shipping. And then I had this finance, which had all the strategy and the business side and all the connection points of how all these pieces connected, and did all that pieces. And that's what got me into business system implementation and ERPs, because I had all the knowledge sets and had I knew what each person. So that was kind of became, again, my superpower, which at the time I thought I wasn't doing it right. right? You see all these people specialize. And I'm like, I don't have a specialty. What's going on here? Am I ever going to get anywhere in my career and being this kind of jack of all trades? And they kept putting me places where there's gaps. They kind of said, oh, we have this new position. We need you to fill this gap. And I did a business analyst stuff. And I did this other quote thing. But what I came to find as I have conversations with other people outside is they're like, wow, you are so unique. Your skills, I've never seen anybody that knows all of it. Right. I know finance people, I know operations people, I know these people. I've never seen anybody that has it all. And I started to realize, oh, maybe that is my superpower, which is a lost art, is the jack of all trades. So that's kind of, in a way, right? My superpower is this kind of jack of all trades, master of none. Or as I always like to say, right? Again, so I work with all the developers a lot. I work, again, heavily with developers my whole career. And I always say, like, I'm not a developer, but I play one on TV. So the idea is again, I'm not an expert in other places, but I have enough knowledge and I have enough information, and going to this whole cross-functional leadership pieces, to understand how all those components work. I understand how all those teams think. I understand what's important to those teams, right? How they need, how they take in information, how they give information, how they communicate, because I've worked with them and I've spent time with them. And implementations are a real intensive part of that piece. So I left that career of manufacturing because I was asked to leave during COVID for lots of different, for reasons that I care not to get into, right? Because I don't want to burn those bridges. But I was better off for it. But I had to now think, what am I going to do? Because I've been doing this for so long. And I looked at the manufacturing space and all the jobs and all the things I could do. And I was uninspired, Russ. I just, you get that moment where just like, it was uninspiring to me, because I thought, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, but what do I want to do? So networking was a key component of that. I got a job coach and started talking to me about networking and, meeting people and how to meet people and how to connect with people. And I looked into the SaaS space, right? Because I had done all these implementations and I'd done business systems. So I kind of worked from the side of taking on these products, right? And implementing them. So I wondered if I could be on the other side, right? For the people that actually do the software or software as a service. So I got some information interviews through connections and chatted with some people who work for SaaS SaaS companies. Are there people like me there? Do people like me work there? Like, I don't know what you guys do in a way that's meaningful to me. And they're like, absolutely. Oh, we'd love guys like you. We'd kill for guys like you. I said, oh, okay. So that was okay. So SaaS companies it was. And fast forward, and I'm now here at Bindable, and we're a SaaS provider, and we're in the InsurTech space. So we help provide technology for our clients to offer alternate distribution for insurance products, for P&C insurance products. So we're a technology-based company, but also, again, because we're a software as a service, we have a service component to us. And interesting enough, again, from an industry standpoint, it didn't matter to me, right? The CEO asked me when interviews, like, what's your ideal industry? And I thought, I don't care. I'm a process guy. I'm a people guy. I'm a business system guy. I'm a business strategy guy. It doesn't really matter what your business is. Just help me understand what it is you need to do. What are your pain points? What do you need to improve upon? How can I help from a leadership standpoint? How can I help from a project management standpoint? How can I help from a process standpoint to scale the business? Because that, again, was kind of my superpower. It wasn't being the developer or being the salesperson or being this person. It was me helping other people be better at what they do, right? That was kind of what my thing was. So implementing the business system so that you can be better at what you do, be more effective at what you do. And again, having that experience of knowing what people do helped me to then implement these systems or know what to help them with. So hopefully that kind of,
yeah. It's kind of mind blowing. It's kind of mind blowing. There's so much, I don't even know where to start, Bob. I mean, I was sitting here, I was about to start taking notes just so I could remember but this is one thing that's very interesting about all that you said. So kind of feeling your way through your career, noticing what you can do, what you like to do, getting opportunities to do other things. There's so many areas where you and I are so much alike, having a heart for people, give to people, help make other people better, move forward in that kind of a way, and being people, right? We talked about that before too, needing people around and all of that. We are so much alike in that area. Financing and liking financing and implementing processes, not so much. That's not my superpower. In fact, when God was creating me in the little assembly line of creation, they skipped that part by accident. They missed that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I was happy I was happy when I went to Oregon State down here in Corvallis, Oregon, is where Oregon State University is. That's where I went to college. And when I went to Oregon State, I was happy to pass my one math class and be done for college with that math, because that was not my thing. So we're not alike in that area. But what I love is that it's things that you're really discovering what you're passionate about, how you can help people. And when they talked about your ideal industry and what you really wanted to do, what it really comes back to is, what is your intention and your purpose for your life? What are you really trying to accomplish? And most people's intention, well, it's not. I mean, intention and purpose is not, I want to be the best finance guy, I want to be the best sales guy, any of that stuff, because that is not a why or a purpose. That is a what, and that is what comes out of your why and what you do things. And at the base of it all, when we boil it all back, you and I are completely alike. Loving people, helping people be better. One of the groups I'm working with right now, my largest client, is a nonprofit. And I tell the people there, my job is to help you be better, to make you look good. Well, are you working with these people? We don't want to step on your toes. You're not stepping on my toes. I'm trying to give this to you. I'm trying to make you look better and help you out. That's my job. I'm not here to look good. I'm here to make you look good, And so I just love that.
And that was kind of, that was the component of coming here to Bindable. And one of it was also recognizing, because I was unemployed for luckily not too long a period of time, about I think 8 months, let's call it. And networking is, during that time, I recognize, and by the way, if you're going to be unemployed during COVID, if you can. Like, if there's a pandemic, being unemployed during a pandemic is great, because you're not missing out on anything. So it's not like you're like, I can't spend money because I'm unemployed. It's like, I can't spend money anyway because I'm stuck at home. So luckily, being unemployed during a pandemic is not a bad thing.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
I want you to continue, but I want to add one thing to that. There's another area we have a lot in common for reasons I will not go into. It seemed all kind of fine to me at first, but I became unemployed at the beginning of COVID. But because of the blessing of my good friend D. Scott Smith and meeting with him months earlier, and him encouraging me to start my side hustle and my business and all the things that I became, I had that platform laid and I was able to move forward. But I want to agree with you that during COVID was a great time to be unemployed. And I hate being on government, unemployment and things like that, because that's not me. I don't do that, right? But during that time, I mean, they were throwing money at you. And what that ended up doing is giving me the opportunity to take a deep breath. God created all this space for me to create my business and to move forward and not have to worry about the financial part, because they pretty much took care of that part. I mean, that part I didn't have to worry about. And that made it really nice. So I would agree with you 100%. If you're going to be employed, be unemployed during a pandemic.
And that was kind of part of the equation, which was, you kind of like, okay, you have a good assessment, right? Okay, where am I now? I'm unemployed. What are our bills? Really kind of like, where are we? And luckily, the blessing, my wife has a nice job, and we could, within the context of the COVID, reality of not spending money, we could get by on her salary, right? We could survive. We could, pay the mortgage. We could do all the things just to kind of exist, which then opened my eyes from my financial advisor standpoint. He kind of said, what's enough? Right? Ask yourself the question, like, what's enough? Do you need, at your age, do you need to get that job? Do you need to be that person? Is that important to you? Is that important to your financial outlook? And the reality was, for me, it gave me that kind of, permission to kind of take my time, not just go to find anything, and then really think about what I wanted to do or what made me happy. Like, one of the interviews I had this, informational interview, really kind of somewhat informational. And they really said, like, what makes you happy? And you kind of go, oh, I like to do this. Like, no, like, they were like, kind of like, what makes you happy? And I really had to start thinking about, like, yeah, what is it when I'm working that I really find satisfying? And it really was this idea of helping people. And so I wasn't worried about, I need to find the job that has this title. Like, if I don't have that title or above, I'm not taking the job, or it has to have this level of money. It was like, I'd like to go somewhere where I can have an impact. That was my biggest thing, was taking all this knowledge and where can I go that I can just help people and have an impact, because that's what I really want to do the most. I didn't want to be a number anymore. I didn't want to just make money. I didn't want to just be a cog. I wanted to go somewhere where I could have an impact and help the business and help the people. And this afforded me that, which was a company that didn't have project management. I was the first project manager. So I was coming into a company that basically said, we need project management. We need your help to build processes and help us to kind of build a project management team, which now there's 3 of us, less than 2 years. And we're doing organizational work we have a new work management system that my team implemented for the company, that the company we have, I'll call it 95% engagement, that basically, minus a few executives that aren't very versed in the product, all the people across the organization are using this work management system to help run the business. So that's something I was able to have an impact and bring that to the company. And we're just continuing down that path of continuous improvement. And on the same side, I'll just share one more thought, because I know you've got something there, is also from the standpoint of this employee engagement, which I've talked a little bit about, is employee engagement, which is culture, because we have great culture here, and helping to continue to systemize that culture, not systemize in a bad way, but just make sure we're consistent, because that's a place where companies fail all the time, is consistency. Maintaining those things, you kind of build these things, but then they go away if you don't have consistency. So bringing project management to culture, where it makes sure that we're kind of doing it and it becomes part of our DNA. And the second piece is leadership, where I'm starting to work with a team to build a leadership council to help fill some of that gap. So again, taking my experience and helping these teams in a smaller business, because I think I came from a much bigger business, 7 sites across 4 countries, and dealing with teams across the globe is in a small company, but helping them to think differently to how to scale the business and build those processes to help us grow and be better at what we do and be more efficient.
So let me start by saying we're going to schedule part 2 as soon as we get off the air, because there's way too much to cover and we're almost out of time. But let me say, I love all that you said. And what I really love is just defining what you really want to do, what you're really all about, and where you can make an impact, where you can make a difference. I have said this a million times. I had no problem defining my why or my purpose. People have a really tough time doing that. I had no issue at the beginning of my business. I wrote this down, and this is me. This is me. My why or purpose is to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. So what do I mean by that? I want you to be a world changer. I want you to be a difference maker. I want you to make an impact, the one that God created you to make, that gave you the talents and abilities to do. And that's what I'm all about. And so this is why, also, one point you made, it's really not about the money. Some people say to me, oh yeah, don't you want to get to 8 figures and you want to do all this kind of stuff? And I'm really thinking, yeah, it's not really my guiding thing. I want to have enough money to travel with my beautiful wife and do the business with all the people that I love working with. Yes, I want to do that. But I mean, I'm not like all driven by just making more money all the time, because that's not what's important to me. If I can make an impact on people, when I put a post on LinkedIn that is like a radiating reel about my cancer, and it impacts so many people spiritually, emotionally, just thinking about, caring for people, and then thinking about where they're going with their life when it comes to that, being kind of introspective. That to me is such an impact. I think, wow, and that didn't really cost me anything, and I didn't expect to get paid for it either. But that's what fills my cup. That's what really does it for me, as I know it does for you. And Bob, there were so many mic drops in what you said. I've got so many more points, but we don't have enough time to go into that. Hey, let me give you a moment to just for today. We're going to do it again. Give us your wrap-up comments on what the gold nuggets from today, what you want people to remember, and then how can people get in touch with you?
So first off, I just got to say, do me a favor and follow my company page if you would. It always helps us, and we appreciate that. At Bindable. I will share a totally different thought.
Say it out loud. Say it out loud so people
I think it's on it's Bindable. So Bindable. And you can find me here on LinkedIn. I'm here on LinkedIn and definitely put that up. So I'll share a different thought to give you point two of this whole thing is all in parallel to this whole piece is I'm a very social person, and my wife are blessed with amazing friendships. So all the while I've been doing this, I've also an avid cook and wine, and we host lots of dinner parties throughout our things. So that's one of our things. Is the other side is entertaining our friends and applying actually my production control techniques to having amazing dinner parties and having our friends over. But the important part is it's the fellowship of having our friends around the table and kind of providing that impact of having people when we're all moving really fast to saying, hey, 2 months from now, we're going to have that dinner. And I planned it out. I'm the planner, right? So I'm a production planner. So I put those things in the calendar. I get it planned for you, and you'll show up, and then you'll continue to show up because it's always such a great time that you'll want to do it again, that you don't want to miss it. So we've also been doing that my whole career on the side is this whole social aspect of building yourself to make sure that you're not just also focusing just on work, that you're doing both sides. So that's my thing is work-life balance, and you can have both, and they're both, and you can serve both masters. You don't have to serve either or. You can serve both masters.
I totally agree with that. And so besides Bindable, how do people get in touch with you?
So LinkedIn, I mean, that's the best place to find me. And I think it's on there. And also if you want to see my food side is Instagram. You can, I think somebody posted it up. My Instagram is also a fun place to go. And I'm sure there'll be some comments about my Instagram now about the food that I post and the wine that I drink and things like that. So, and as Roz was saying, that people want to have dinner parties now. So I think Noopy's coming. When Noopy comes to Boston, we're going to have a champagne dinner with her. So.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, I'm going to make sure that when we get off, I think we're connected on Instagram. I got to double check.
I think so.
That, though.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've been looking at the food. So, what, Bob, amazing. You know, I love talking to you, and it's really, what a blessing today. I get so much value from all that you said. Actually, my head's about to explode. There was so much value and input from today in my head. I can't take it all in. I can't take it all, but it was so good. So we're going to do a part 2. As soon as we get off, we're going to schedule that. And I just want to thank you so much for being here today. You're a blessing. And I'm just blessed to have you as my friend. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Russ. I really appreciate the time.
You bet. All right. We'll talk soon. Hang tight. Hey, everybody. All right. We're going to wrap this up for today. We're done with Marketing with Russ for today, but not done with Bob because Bob's coming on again. So if those of you that don't watch my show at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today, Russ Reels Live, Bob's been on there at least once, if not twice. Great panels, great discussion, an incredible show today. Okay, building a business plan, how you build a business plan, talking about that and how it relates to you in this new year. So some great experts, some great people coming on today. Make sure that you're there. And again, keep your eye on Marketing with Russ. You should be here every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time anyway. But if you're not, keep your eyes out because Bob will be coming back along with more amazing, amazing people. Just want to remind you, russhedge.com is the best place to get in touch with me. And I love to connect with people. So please connect with me there. And I think with that, I don't know, I'm like overwhelmed by the comments. I don't think I'm going to even come close to getting to all of them before the end of the show. So take a look at the comments. You're going to want to see those. So anyway, listen, until we talk to you again, be blessed. Have a great day and a great life. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.